Man, it even says it's started. So we're going to get Devry to present today. Obviously, coming up north, we've had some folks, and being in the middle of the recruiting season, we're not all able to jump out this way today. So one thing we'll talk about is, in the future, we definitely want to find a way that it's going to be most beneficial for the Learn Consortium and the members. I know we're coming from all over the place, and we get busy this time of year. So we're going to talk about getting an attendance policy as far as participation, what that looks like, and then also if we can even just do our in-person meetings every quarter, just so it works for everybody's schedule a little bit more. So one of the things, from my understanding, is since we're a nonprofit entity, we do have to hold a number of meetings in person and do our votes in person. So I'll be working on the lawyer to see, working with the lawyer to see what leeway we have there and what we can vote in as far as our attendance policy and doing more of these remote meetings. So as far as that, for our upcoming meetings, we're going to try to get agenda items sent out sooner. I like to have exactly what we're going to be doing at least a week before, so if you guys know of any events beforehand, just send that to me or Abe or Hannah at least a week before, so we can kind of get a good schedule up and then also get it on the website. And then we did have 2 new member schools that joined this month, so definitely want to give Kelsey Seaman from Chamberlain a shout out. She was able to recruit CSU Pueblo. Then also Hannah Brown was able to recruit CU Denver. So thanks for you guys getting out there and getting more school involvement. But definitely wanted to welcome. I know Juliet's on the call, so feel free to give her a warm welcome. And I don't know if anybody from CU Denver's on, but they are also now Learn Consortium members as well. All right, so I know this is going to be kind of different being on the web call here, but we're going to kind of just jump into reviewing our previous events. So I know we talked about this before, and Kelsey, I don't see you on, but if you're on, feel free to unmute at any point. But basically, we're still working on getting the details knocked down with the Healthcare and Business Partnership newsletter. So we talked about doing something quarterly, sending highlights on our schools, on our programs, and sending it out to all of our major community members, such as hospitals or certain businesses that we might have a partnership with. Since Hannah and Kelsey, I'm not seeing on here, we'll kind of table this for the next meeting, but that's still something we want to do and set a deadline for, is getting our Learn Consortium newsletter out there. And then really quick, I'm going to open it up to everybody that was in attendance to the event at UPS. Kind of just want to hear your guys' thoughts, the goods, the bads, and if we want to be doing this event in the future and building our growth with UPS. So I'll open it up to you guys to come off mute and kind of say your thoughts of the previous UPS event.
Hey Wade, this is Abe. My suggestion would be to do a meeting versus passive information. I don't know how that would work with so many people or so many schools in attendance, but I think we would be more effective and a better use of time being able to do something like that. I don't know if other people would agree with that.
And so, Abe, just to kind of clarify, are you saying more of like getting a specific event where the employees are coming to a meeting rather than kind of just in passing?
Exactly, an audience.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great feedback. Who else has anything on the UPS event?
This is Howard at ACC. Having the 2 different time slots, one early in the morning, one in the afternoon, kind of, there's a big block of time in between, and since I'm kind of on the opposite side of town, it was a little challenging, but yeah, the afternoon was definitely a little bit more productive as far as traffic flow and everything, I thought.
Awesome, thanks for that. Alrighty, well, we'll kind of just keep rolling here. As far as our future events, this is another good time. If you guys have anything on the calendar, feel free to share. But kind of what's upcoming on my schedule and what other people have communicated with me is I'm working on Fort Carson up in Colorado Springs. I met with their point of contact out there. I believe her name was Anna. We're working on getting the Learn Consortium in there. It's probably going to be a wintertime event, I'm guessing November, December, but we're working out the details towards the middle of this month on getting the Colorado Learn Consortium exclusively in there to recruit some soldiers and military folks at a Learn Consortium event, so I'll keep you guys posted with details on that. And then I know we've mentioned this before, it's not through the Colorado Learn Consortium, but Children's Hospital is hosting their education fair on October 14th. If you guys don't have a contact there, the whole point of the Learn Consortium is getting together and kind of sharing our network and getting people in touch. So I want to make sure that your memberships are being valued and you guys are getting some good feedback from any of the contacts that we have. So feel free to reach out for that. And then also upcoming, we've already taken the RSVPs for the St. Joseph Wellness Fair. That's going to be October 16th. I'll get more details as they come our way, but Lillian Donnelly's our contact there. But on the 16th for the schools that RSVP'd, it's 6:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. And it's a general wellness fair, so it's not nursing specifically, but they will have obviously hospital staff in attendance. And if you RSVP'd, you will get lunch provided as well.
Is it too late to go?
I'm not sure. I will double check with Lillian because I think we have one slot, but I will put that in there. And for you guys, it's kind of thin here today. Me and Megan both made the drive out from Parker and Highlands Ranch today, so we got Megan here on the video, and then obviously we'll get her and her team to present a little bit more about Devry here. But just for me walking in the doors, they've got an awesome campus here, and it's one of those things that she'll go more in detail about, but definitely an awesome event out here, and we'll make sure you guys see that we do have donuts, coffee, and bagels. So if you guys are hungry and you're on, if you're on the way through I-25, I could use extra mileage reimbursement, so I'll swing by for you. Otherwise, I'll kind of open it up to everybody here. Just a quick reminder that each member school is responsible for one recruiting event each year that you guys bring to the table for the Learn Consortium. So kind of open it up to you guys to come off mute again. And is there anything on your radar, any upcoming events that we haven't already talked about, or anything that you might have a contact in? For example, going back, working with Dish Network. If somebody's actively working Dish Network or somebody's actively working Karcher, let us know so we're not bombarding them with multiple Learn Consortium members going into events. So what's everybody looking at right now?
Wade, this is Abe with Grand Canyon. Now that school restarted, honestly, just kind of going back to my bread and butter with Aurora Public Schools, APS, Adams 12, Adams 14, a little bit up north, DPS, getting back into that. So nothing is kind of the season for me to get back to schools. But what I have done, though that might interest Colorado Learn, is getting involved with the City of Aurora's first responders. They've been hosting some stuff. It's kind of outside of the city, but they've been hosting a variety of different types of things to raise money for first responder families. There was a police officer that was shot. I don't think he was killed, but I think they were raising money for him. and they had a gathering at the county fairgrounds out in Aurora. So it's kind of smaller events, a little bit more intimate, but they did have vendors there.
Awesome. So not just networking, but also they did open it up to vendors, it sounds like?
Yeah, and the people who were there were specifically police and fire.
Awesome. Thanks, Abe. And for me, kind of just going along those lines, obviously I'll be working with Anna at Fort Carson, but also Greeley Evans School District up north, going a little bit further. I'm going to be working with them as well as far as the school districts. It might not be until something for next year, but I do want to start getting in on the new teacher orientations and getting the Learn Consortium in there rather than just a couple of schools here and there. Again, just a nice recruiting event that we can get more of a presence and just support our fellow educators. So.
Great. And Wade, this is Megan from Ashford. I don't really oversee any event planning anymore, but I can talk to the team that does and see what we have going on and follow up with you.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. Yeah, anybody else with events or updates along that side of things? Alrighty, we'll kind of just keep rolling with our agenda here. As far as the website, the two updates that I'm going to be requesting to put in to Danny is going to be getting CSU Pueblo on the website. I've sent that one in. Juliet, thanks for getting me your guys' logo. And then also CU Denver will be adding those to the website. Are there any other website updates? If you guys have a new logo or maybe updating links, we can get it to your specific landing page if you do have a link for a landing page for you and your school and it drives traffic directly to your personalized link. Send that over to me and we can get your landing page attached to you whenever somebody clicks on your logo or your school info. It takes you to whatever website you want it to. So feel free to get that over to me and we'll get that on the website as well. And then as far as our P.O. Box update, basically where we're at with that is we're in limbo. It hasn't been checked since I became president, and we're working on whoever the new treasurer is. That's part of their role is to jump over, once a quarter and check whatever mail we might be getting. If there's anybody going to our website and seeing that we have a P.O. Box and they're sending us flyers for upcoming events and all that fun stuff. So kind of rolling it in with the P.O. Box update. Obviously the Learn Consortium positions that are open currently, right now it's just the treasurer. I know Hannah Brown is kind of doing the interim treasurer role. I know it's busy season for everybody and she's also the secretary. So next in-person meeting, which if we're in September, October, November is going to be our next in-person meeting. As currently scheduled. So November we'll be looking to vote in a full-time treasurer. So if you know anybody on your team or if you yourself would like to put your name in the hat for that, just send me an email or Abe or Hannah and we can get you guys on the ballot for becoming the treasurer. And I also have the kind of job description and a role in there. Really it's just keeping the financials up to date. You'll get the login to the U.S. Bank and the PayPal, and keeping that up to date for each meeting, and then obviously just collecting our membership dues every year. Alright, so we'll kind of open this up for specific school updates. One thing that we offered last month, and I still want to do if people are interested, is meeting one-on-one. This can be outside of our monthly Learn Consortium meetings, but I want to have office hours for anybody that wants to get together, network, share our business contacts, work with each other. As far as training, I think everybody has something valuable to bring to the table, whether it's getting walking past a gatekeeper or a secretary and get into a decision maker to get business contracts or ideas to recruit students outside of the box. I want to keep the office hours on the table. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to do it just as a kind of a personal private coaching session right now. So if you guys want to and you're interested, email me and we'll get a specific date set up that works for everybody. I know last time I offered that and it was crickets. So if that's something that nobody's interested in, we'll go ahead and stop offering it. But if it's something that you might be, something that you're an expert at and want to share with our members, or if it's something that you want to be specifically trained on outside of just your school and your training, we want to make that available to you. And then we're also working on getting business cards for all of the cabinet members and then also all of the Learn Consortium members. So that way, I was talking with Megan as far as when doors are closing for our specific schools, they're saying no to us, and we want them to say yes to the Learn Consortium. We want to have something with our general contact information on there. So really what we're looking for at this point, I know it's busy season for everybody, but if there's a volunteer that wants to take lead and order some business cards, that would definitely be something. Again, email me or Hannah or Abe if you guys have a couple extra minutes or know somebody that does business cards that you have a partnership with, or we're going to be looking to order business cards, and if somebody wants to take lead on that, just email one of us and we'll kind of keep rolling with that. Another thing that I had on the agenda for today, obviously I try to be very intentional with our in-person meetings. That's why we have them. So I'm handing out goodie bags today, and we've talked about getting our universal goodie bag in order. So as far as getting everybody a bag with information to pass out to events such as UPS as a pre and a post follow-up, and getting people introduced to the Learn Consortium and then our schools and specific programs. I want to go over that, but obviously with two schools in person today, that's going to be difficult to do. So our speaker just arrived, so I'm going to go over our treasurer report, and then I'm going to get Devry up here to introduce their school and their presentation for the day. But as far as our treasurer report, we're currently at U.S. Bank is $9,030 with 99 cents. And then our PayPal is at $2,281 with 68 cents. Our membership, there's going to be the link in the minutes we'll send out after this. But if you haven't paid your membership dues yet for the 2019-2020 fiscal year, which basically goes from July till July, the membership link is in there. If you need a specific invoice, email me and I can get that over to you. But we'll go ahead and pause here for a second and make sure our speaker is ready, and then we'll kick it off to you guys. Alrighty guys, this is Rose with Devry University. We got Megan in the background. We're out here at their location off of 122nd, but I'll turn it over to Rose here and kind of just let her tell you a little bit about Devry and kind of what they do here.
Yes, good morning. My name is Rose Carlisle. I work with undergraduate and graduate students at the Westminster campus. So here at the campus we actually offer a lot of business classes. But overall, at Devry University, of course, we have 5 different colleges. You can do from a certificate program all the way through to your bachelor's degree. So we offer degrees in business management, several options and concentration, as well as we have the College of Engineering and Information Sciences and College of Health Sciences. So we have introduced a couple dual degree programs in our undergraduate series. So, students can actually get their associates along their way to the bachelor's. As far as Keller, we have from graduate certificates to MBA and some specialized programs, as well as on the MBA side, students also can do a 2-in-1, we call it, so they can actually earn their graduate certificate on their way to their master's. So the programs are very flexible. We offer classes campus-based as well as online, and of course we have different scholarship opportunities for incoming students. Some are based off GPA, some are just based off prior college. We do offer some laptop programs as well now in the College of Engineering, so students can also qualify for if they're taking classes on site or online. There's an Internet of Things, so they're able to get their kit as well as a laptop with all the software preloaded. Trying to think of something amazing I can wow you with. As far as scheduling, we do offer classes morning, noon, or evening to accommodate, a variety of students. We have a full online schedule in almost all the degree programs, and classes are really set up in a building block succession, so students can really go right through the programs and not worry about not having, classes to finish up their major in the time frame we've kind of estimated for them. As far as support systems, students have great support. As far as from the very first step, as far as admissions, we actually pool, and I have an actual partner in the student finance area, so we're really able to help students make a smooth transition into the university, and then after they've transitioned, they really have a good pool of student support advisors at different time zones, so we're able to really service them and really assist them to get to graduation.
What else? How long have you been here?
I've actually been with the university about 22 years. I've worked in a variety of roles, but my favorite is admissions. That's where I have the most experience. Working with students actually come very easy to me since I know the university a little bit, inside out. I like planning and really give myself a goal. Once I have a student that's applied to the university, my goal is always to try and finish them up within a 10-day period to make sure they know exactly what they're doing, realizing we have a large adult work population, so we can actually help them, because as an adult myself, I really try to put myself in their shoes to make sure, listen, they know what they're doing at all times, and make sure I keep the communication open, so if they have questions or need help, they can actually come across, and feel they have that support. A lot of the students that I've worked with, sometimes they're a first-time college student, so they need that extra touch. And it's okay, because the way we're set up with the new student admissions team, that's what it's for. It's to help students, if they have prior college, or they're a student that's, been a Devry grad or a Keller graduate. We have just a variety of needs. So, it's nice that, they're comfortable in having one point of contact, which is usually they come back to the admissions advisor always.
Mm-hmm. And Rose, could you talk a little bit about your guys' transfer policies? Do you guys have any specific transfer agreements as well?
Well, as far as transfer credits, we always try to make sure all transcripts are evaluated. And I tell students, listen, don't prejudge because you've went to another university. They always want to say, listen, the GPA was not fantastic, so I don't want a class to transfer. But I usually tell them, don't worry about that. Hey, the GPA is not going to transfer. Let's get all the transcripts in, and let's go ahead and have the registrar evaluate it. Sometimes, students would like to know up front, so I can do an informal college evaluation and request that from the registrar's office, so they can find out, this is where I stand and this is what I have left. It's never a problem to, let a student know up front, what they're looking at as far as transfer hours. And usually once I see a transcript, listen to the student, I can make some recommendations, because we have some bachelor's completion program that allow maximum transferability of credits. So it's really nice because it can give them a really short graduation date.
How many credits is that?
They can go up to 92 semester hours they can transfer. So it's just nice to kind of, it's having that conversation. I try not to put a student in school just to have a student in school, but just to make sure, listen, we're doing the right thing for the students so they can continue to grow with us. Like I tell them, we don't want a one-time student. We would like to have a lifetime student. So I really try to really include the student and really get them excited about, you know, your education and help them make the best decision based on their career goals.
Awesome. For anybody else on the call, do you guys have any questions for Rose or Meghan or anything in general about Devry?
I must have done a good job. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you so much, Rose.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. So we'll kind of just jump on just a couple more items here left on the agenda. So as far as our next Learn Consortium meeting, we have that scheduled for October 1st. It is scheduled as a phone or a web call. Again, attendance, if you're a member, attendance is mandatory. We need a representative from your school on the call, and that call is only going to be 30 minutes. So we'll have that calendar invite out if you haven't already received it. I know we're still updating our email list. But then after that, our next two meetings, November 1st, November 5th. I'm reading and trying to talk, so don't multitask. But we've had both Chamberlain and CSU Global offer to host. So we'll talk about that more at the next meeting on October 1st and vote on which school we want to highlight and get hosted on the next meeting. And then December 3rd, we'll be back to the phone call or webinar schedule. So trying to build schedules accordingly. We want to get that out there so we can maximize everybody's efforts and making sure that we're staying active with our participation. The whole point of this, again, is networking, getting students and business partnerships. So if there's ways that we can optimize that, I'll be sending out a survey at the end of this meeting. It'll be coming into your guys' inbox. If you guys can just take 2 minutes and just kind of evaluate, again, part of the vision that I have coming on as president is making sure that we're being as efficient as possible with our time, maximizing our efforts, and making sure that this is going to still be a benefit for all of our members. So anytime that we can evaluate that and improve the process, definitely open ears to that. So otherwise, the only update I have as far as Learn Consortium might be concerned, before I ask you guys for school-specific updates, is nationwide there's been some cybersecurity hacks going on. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the news, but several school districts and also several universities have been being hacked. So, definitely want to put the word of caution out there. Be very careful with your passwords, all that fun stuff, and following your school's policies. But that's the big update that I have. I know I'm getting all sorts of emails on the Columbia College side of things. So cybersecurity is huge, but also as the recruiting opportunity this is a good time to talk about our cybersecurity programs for those of us that offer cybersecurity. So kind of a hot topic right now, but we'll kind of open it up to everybody here as far as what updates do you have from your school, what should the Learn Consortium know about that's going on in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. No.
Alrighty, well, since that's kind of it, I'm going to go ahead and motion to adjourn this meeting. So we'll go ahead and dismiss this at 9:39. Thanks for everybody that jumped on, and thanks again, Meghan and Rose, for hosting us and presenting a little bit more about what you guys do. Have a great rest of the day. I'm going to put this recording up on YouTube so we can send out the link with the minutes. So for anybody that missed it, or if you want to pass it on to the rest of your department, we'll go ahead and do so. All right, guys, have a good day.